So today we're here to talk about one of the most silly, blasphemous narratives beginning to grow in the One Piece community, and that is essentially that Roronoa Zoro will not become the world's strongest swordsman. And this essentially stems from the fact that they believe his dream does not matter in this story. And I can't even lie to you, that sentence just gave me a headache even saying it. But you know, this narrative stems from fans of a certain person being stronger than a certain person, but we're not here to talk about them just yet. And it's funny to me that out of all the Straw Hats, only Zoro's dream is brought into question. But anyways, let's dive into why Zoro's dream will always matter. So starting way back in chapter 5, we see the earliest moments in Zoro's life in which he made his dream known to his sensei, and as well as the rest of his students, and that he won't keep losing to his rival at the time, Kuina. We see him challenge her in a sword duel, which shows Zoro's will to overcome stronger adversaries and climb the ranks as a swordsman, much to the likes of Dracula Mihawk, and how he got to his position. He would then go on to make a promise that one of them will become the greatest swordsman ever alongside with Kuina, though sadly tragedy would come into Zoro's life and Kuina would pass away. So ever since that day, Zoro's determination would take off and would carry the burden of both of their promises to become the greatest swordsman in the world. So in chapter 5, almost 1100 chapters ago, one of the most compelling and important dreams in One Piece was born. Zoro would then again let his dream be known, this time to Luffy, and the first true implication of Zoro's dream being something that would happen in the future. As Luffy says, when he is the king of the pirates, anything else than the greatest swordsman in the world would make him look bad, seemingly making these two intertwined. So if you believe Luffy will become the king of the pirates at some point in the story, then the same should follow suit with Zoro becoming the world's strongest swordsman. Roronoa would get his first taste of true swordsmanship in the Baratie arc as Mihawk would arrive, and Zoro would instantly challenge him as the strongest swordsman. And then, as we all know, Mihawk would then use a super tiny knife to fight Zoro, and he notes that he is basically nowhere near his level at all. Of course, an overconfident, determination-filled Zoro takes this as disrespect and charges in and is very quickly humbled, and he cannot fathom the fact that the distance between them is this great. Then we get a panel of the Queen of flashback again, and he says, "I must defeat this man." And though in this moment we know he won't beat Mihawk or even anytime soon, these words are the most important words Zoro has ever said, as the only way to become the greatest is to defeat the greatest, the one that is many levels ahead of you in terms of power. Mihawk lands a serious blow on Zoro and asks him why he doesn't retreat, and he says if he does, then his dreams would be lost forever, and that the only thing stopping him from achieving his dreams is death. Mihawk would then acknowledge this, as well as he respects him enough to use his black blade to finish him off. Zoro, knowing he's lost, he sticks to his morals and accepts death at the hands of the strongest. We come to find out that he let him live as he wants him to grow stronger and eventually pass him one day in the duel. This would once again go with what I said earlier, as what is to me the most important words that Zoro has ever said is that he needs to defeat Dracula Mihawk, and Mihawk sees the tremendous amount of potential he has as well. So now within the first 50 chapters of One Piece, we have 4 major reasons Zoro will become the strongest swordsman in the world, which are the following: the promise he made with Kuina, the initial promise to Luffy when he first recruited him, and their dreams being heavily connected, to defeat Dracula Mihawk, and the promise he made after losing to Dracula. And Zoro has taken great strides to achieving his goals, such as him first learning to cut whatever he wishes versus Mr. One during Enies lobby using Ashura, defeating Sambafied Ryuma, putting his pride aside and asking his eternal rival for help, and in Wano wielding and taming Enma and having impressive showings against King and Kaido, and unlocking the ultimate form of Haki at the moment, Advanced Conqueror's Haki. The trajectory of Zoro's character is clear in the fact he will become the strongest swordsman in the world and of all time and surpass Dracula Mihawk, and yes, that one person as well. But that's the end of the video. Let me know if y'all think Zoro's dream will become reality. If not, let me know why. Making this video and looking back at this, it really made me remember why I like Zoro and Mihawk so much. It was a really interesting video to make, but that's all for me. Peace.